What is up YouTube, Jlockemup here, and today I'm going to be comparing the shot creator and the playmaker archetypes. Before this video starts, I just want to say that I am a proponent of a shot creator. If you're playing Park, if you're playing Pro Am, I do like the playmaker a little bit better. Obviously, could be different for you guys, but I was going to give you guys some quick points, compare the stats, compare badges, compare everything, and you guys can make your own decision, but saying that now that I like the shot creator a lot better. So for the stats, I'm going to be using a 6'4" build for each. They're both going to have normal arms and a normal weight, so the stats obviously going to vary between what you do, but that's just what I'm going to be using. Obviously the stat differential is pretty much the same exact thing. That's why I just chose a basic height and just try to keep everything the same as possible for each of the builds. So you see here, the off the dribble shot is going to be way better for a shot creator, obviously. Layups are kind of the same. You get a little bit more dunk as a shot creator, but it's pretty close. Mid-range, pretty much the same. The three-pointer you get a little bit with playmaker, but that's pretty close as well. You get a little bit more fadeaway, a little bit more post moves if you like to do that as a shot creator. Speed, you get a lot more with a playmaker. 88 opposed to 93, that's not a whole bunch. You can just adjust your weight and you can change it there. Acceleration, playmaker. Vertical, you get more with the playmaker. Strength's pretty much the same. You can rebound and box out a little bit more with the playmaker, although it's pretty similar there as well. Big changes here. Ball control, you get a 94 ball control with a playmaker, and with a shot creator you only get a 79 at 6'4". That's a huge difference right there. Speed with ball is a lot higher with a playmaker. Obviously that's what they're good at. All the defensive stats are exactly the same, so no need to look at that. So now let's look at the badges. To me, the shot creator has the better badges. Playmaker badges are pretty good, but I think the shot creator just beats them on every single level. So shot creator, they get difficult shots, teardropper, tireless score, ankle breaker, mid-range deadeye. The difficult shots badge combined with the mid-range deadeye on Hall of Fame is fucking amazing, guys. Trust me on this. And having a teardropper Hall of Fame is really good because if you're smart with using the stick, you're able to drive a lot better and finish a lot better around the rim and add a little bit more with that floater. Tireless score is really good as well because if you're tired having a Hall of Fame, your shot's not going to be downgraded a whole bunch. And they have ankle breaker. Ankle breaker is not really amazing right now, but it's still pretty good. Even if you don't make someone fall, you get people shifted around a lot. So for playmaker, this is a reason why I do not like playmakers, the badges. So Dimer is an excellent badge, but if you like playing Park a whole bunch and you only have like 2 teammates to pass to, and a lot of times they're shooters anyways, I don't like it a whole bunch. But yes, Dimer is an amazing badge to have, especially in Pro Am. Ankle breaker is a good badge, I already went through that. Pick and roll maestro. Now I used to think this badge was terrible, but as soon as someone gets hit by a screen, playmakers can just pretty much pull up from 3, or especially at mid-range, they get a big boost to the shooting and they can green a lot of things. So pick and roll maestro is a very great badge, guys, especially if you're playing 2s. You just dance behind screens the whole time, shoot middies, you can green them all day. Flashy passer, lob city passer aren't amazing to me, but flashy passer is good because if you jump into a pass, you're not going to be throwing the pass out of bounds a whole bunch. It will not go awry. So now for their play styles. Shot creator, of course, you're going to be wanting to just shoot a bunch of dribble pull-ups, fadeaways, all of that. And for the playmaker, you want to be using screens a lot of the time. Try to find your teammates and try to just get by your defender with your playmaking skills. Attack the rack for easy dunks. Maybe a pull up for middies every now and then. Both of these archetypes, I do not really recommend shooting 3-pointers. They can make them and they can green them. But if you do this, I really recommend just boosting your 3-pointer, having all your hot zones up, and having all the badges possible for shooting. So try to shoot these shots, catch and shoot in the corner, and you can green and make a lot of these shots. That's the best case scenario. Also try to have your teammates have Dimer, so that boosts your shooting by that much more. And now this is where I'm going to favor the shot creator a lot more, because even though the handles are not as good, to me that's the only thing that's worst about a shot creator. And if you make him 6'4", you're going to be able to speed boost like a playmaker once your playmaking is boosted. Now, obviously, it is not as quick and not as fast, but you're able to do it still. And if you go taller, you're still able to speed boost a different way. There's 2 ways to speed boost. It is pretty fast. And if you're a shot creator, you can do a speed boost that's going almost away from the basket into a fadeaway, and it's green. It's green a lot of the time if you time it right. And guys, the shot creator to me is the cheesiest build for park, especially 2-on-2. People like to run around screens as it is, but guys, I'm telling you, a shot creator dancing behind screens with difficult shots Hall of Fame and mid-range Jedi Hall of Fame, all you need is a little bit of space and you're just fading away and it's green every single time, guys. Another big reason why I like the shot creator more than a playmaker is because of the gram badges. Yes, the playmaker gram badge is very, very good. You're gonna be like making people fall a lot of the time, and it's easy to get. You've seen like 3 assists or a couple scores. Both of them are pretty easy to get, but I think playmaker is a little bit easier to achieve in the game. But the shot creator gram badge is offensively probably the best gram badge in the game, coupled with the post score gram badge. When you get this gram badge, guys, you can literally pull up in people's faces just drifting, and you're gonna make almost every single one of these shots. Just make sure it's like a mid-range shot, not like a deep 3, and you're gonna hit almost every single one of these. When this happens in 2v2 or 3-on-3, it's pretty much game over, guys. You can score at will. That's why I love using this build in 2s. To me, the shot creator is the cheesiest thing to use in 2s. It is so fucking overpowered. Dance behind screens, fade away, green every single time. Yes, playmakers is very good as well, but in my personal experience, if you play good playmaker and a good shot creator, the shot creator is a lot harder to guard. The playmaker, you're able to give him a little bit more space than the shot creator. The shot creator has handles as well, can dunk a little bit better, and all they need is a little bit of space and they can pull up in his green every single time from mid-range, guys. And the shot creator has better badges to me. Maybe you guys disagree on the badges, but to me, the shot creator has far better badges. But the shot creator to me is just a park build. You can carry pretty much anyone. It's just the best offensive build in the game to me, because you're able to dribble, score. You cannot rebound that well. You're very weak. And if you're good at post moves, guys, the post scoring is not that bad. If you max it out, it's like a 70, 71, 74. That's not that bad, but a lot of people don't like to work through the post. That's fine. But when you go into the Pro-Am, to me, the shot creator is not that good. From my personal experience, if you have a shot creator, you kind of have to be the point guard. You can't be like, you have to be the main ball handler. You cannot be a secondary guy, in my opinion. It all depends on how your team works, but the playmaker to me is better in most scenarios when you play Pro-Am. For shot creator, you kind of have to tailor your offense around him, run him, like give him screens all the time. It's nice to have him as a primary ball handler, again, like I said. And the thing is, for a shot creator, there's 4 other people that are able to defend you, as opposed to park when there's a lot less people. So if you get by one person for a fadeaway, there's another person right next to you that can contest you, and it's a little bit harder to get your shot off with the shot creator. Even though like it is still a little bit easy, but I'd rather prefer a playmaker because of that Hall of Fame dimer. Anyone you pass to is going to be affected by it, and you just have a lot more handles to get by defenders, and it's just an all-around easier time as a playmaker to me if you are in the Pro-Am. Guys, shot creator versus playmaker, to me, shot creator is a by far cheesier position. It's a lot easier to get shots up. Even if you shoot terrible ass shots, it still has a better chance to go in than any other build in the game. I shot some crazy ass shots before that weren't meant to go in, but it still does. I've greened some shots with people draped all over me, hand in their face, just because of that difficult shots and the mid-range deadeye. And if you're good on the sticks, if you're good with your dribbling skills, that extra bit of playmaking that you get from the playmaker, it doesn't matter as much if you're good with handling the ball. Obviously, the playmaker is a little bit easier to do so. I think later in the year, guys, I think people are going to start making shot creators a lot more for the 2-on-2 build. I'm starting to see it a little bit more and more, but once you max out shot creator, get all the badges, Hall of Fame, this build is fucking amazing for twos. Remember how 2K15 was, how everyone was just dribbling into a fucking fadeaway, it's green every time? That's a shot creator in this game, guys. Trust me. I think a lot more people are gonna start making shot creators once the game goes on. People kind of figure out the game a little bit more. Although Playmaker is not a bad build, guys. I'm not saying Playmaker is a bad build. I just like the shot creator more, especially for Park. Leave down below in the comments what you guys think about both builds. If you guys like the shot creator, if you guys like the Playmaker more, maybe there's a different build you guys like more for Park that is in the guard position. Maybe a lot of people like to run sharpshooters. Guys, let me know what you think is the best build for Park. Pro-Am, I love playing Pro-Am, but a lot more people playing Park, so that's why I'm asking that question. I know people like to run sharpshooters around screens a lot. It's a good method as well for twos. Guys, everything in this game is good. A lot of it comes down to what you think, what you play like, how you want to play in the game, who's your teammate. Your teammate depicts a lot of this stuff. Again, I love interacting with you guys in the comments, so please leave something down there. I'd like to check what you guys are running with at the park. Please like and subscribe. Until next time, see you later.